Welcome back to the sanctuary of hidden truths. Welcome back to anything you want. You are here because you know that the most powerful stories are not the ones played out on the screen, but the ones whispered behind closed doors. You have joined us because you refuse to accept the sanitized version of celebrity life. You demand the raw, unvarnished reality of the human heart. Today, we are not discussing a trivial argument or a media misunderstanding. We are dissecting a moment of reckoning. We are talking about a phone call that changed everything, a confrontation between a father protecting his daughter and a man forced to face his own reflection. Before we unveil this story of conscience and consequence, please, solidify your place in our community. Press the subscribe button, ignite the like button to help us conquer the algorithm, and if you truly wish to support high-caliber, independent storytelling, our join button is your gateway to the inner circle. Your support allows us to tell these stories with the depth they deserve. Today, we witness the power of a father's voice. Let us begin. The story of Ilsu Demirci and Emin Günenç has taken an unexpected turn, deviating sharply from the standard script of celebrity breakups. Usually, the silence is broken by a press release, a cryptic Instagram story, or a paparazzi ambush. But in this instance, the silence was shattered by the ring of a phone and the firm, unwavering voice of a father. The incident, which had been circulating like a ghostly whisper in the gossip circles of Istanbul for days, has finally emerged with devastating clarity. We are not talking about a simple exchange of pleasantries. We are talking about a momentous phone call between the father of the beautiful actress Ilsu and her ex-fiancé, Emmen. A communication that did not just alter the course of their personal narrative, but redefined the moral stakes of their entire relationship. It all began in a period of profound, suffocating silence. Ilsu, a woman known for her elegance and discretion, had chosen the path of dignity. She had not uttered a single word about the breakup, choosing to carry her grief in private while Emmen attempted to move on with his life, seemingly unburdened. However, there are some pains that are simply unbearable for a parent to witness. According to exclusive reports, Ilsu's father reached a breaking point. Unable to bear seeing his daughter suppress her feelings, grappling daily with the shadow of sadness that had dimmed her usual radiance, he decided it was time to intervene. He picked up the phone and dialed the number that, until recently, belonged to a man he considered family. On the other end of the line, Emin Günenç answered, completely unaware of the storm that was about to make landfall. He likely expected a casual check-in, or perhaps a logistical question. He did not know that this call would shake the very foundations of his conscience. The first few minutes of the conversation were said to have been deceptively calm, almost respectful. It was the calm before the hurricane. However, as the words flowed, the tone of Ilsu's father hardened. It transformed from a conversation into a monologue, a heavy, poignant moral pronouncement delivered with the authority that only unconditional parental love can bestow. The father did not yell. He did not need to. He began to recount his daughter's disappointments, the sleepless nights she had endured alone in her room, the silent tears at the dinner table, and the depth of a heart that had been broken not by malice, but by carelessness. These descriptions were not empty reproaches or angry insults. They were mirrors. He held them up, one by one, forcing Emmen to look into them and see the man he had become in the wake of his departure. But the true turning point, the moment that reportedly left Emin Günenç paralyzed, came with a single, damning phrase. Ilsu's father declared, "There is a price to pay for entering someone's life so deeply only to turn your back and walk away." Read those words again. This statement, laden with universal truth, struck Emmen with the force of a physical blow. It wasn't just about a breakup, it was about responsibility. It was about the moral cost of intimacy. According to sources close to the actor, he felt at that moment that he was confronting not only a former father-in-law, but his own past and the inevitable consequences of his decisions. Instead of defending himself, making excuses, or offering the standard platitudes, Emmen chose silence. A dense, heavy silence followed on the line, a void filled with the weight of realization. After a long pause, the call ended, but the impact had only just begun. It is said that upon hanging up the phone, Emmen was no longer the same man who had answered it. Interlude, viewer engagement. I have to pause here and ask you, the empathetic souls of Anything You Want, do you believe a parent has the right to intervene in their adult child's relationship when they see them suffering? Or is this a boundary that should never be crossed? I am fascinated to hear your perspective on parental protection in the comments below. And remember, if you appreciate this level of emotional depth, clicking the join button is the best way to help us keep this channel independent. The aftermath of this call has been immediate and profound. Rumors suggest that Emmen is going through a significant internal crisis. The confidence that usually defines him has fractured. Some claim that the actor is considering revealing truths about his relationship with Ilsu that he has kept secret until now, driven by a newfound need for honesty. Others speculate about a temporary withdrawal from public life to process the guilt. What is a confirmed fact by his close friends is that Emmen has sought isolation. Since that phone call, he has lost his usual cheerfulness. On the set, he appears distracted, responding with monosyllables, his mind clearly elsewhere. At times, he turns off his phone completely, disconnecting from the world to avoid the noise. This sudden solitude has worried his fans, who interpret this behavior not as sulking, but as a sign of genuine regret, a man finally feeling the weight of the heart he broke. On the other side of this emotional equation, Ilsu's reaction has been diametrically opposed. The star of Arafta, although fully aware of her father's intervention, has avoided making public comments. She refuses to add fuel to the fire, maintaining her dignity. However, in private, it is said that the emotional burden she carried has been considerably lightened. Her friends claim that Ilsu confessed, "I couldn't say the things my father said," feeling a profound sense of relief that at last, someone had verbalized her pain and validated her experience. Her family's firm stance has given her renewed strength. It reminded her that she is not alone in this emotional battle, that she has a fortress of support behind her. The father's intervention wasn't just about scolding Emmen, it was about reclaiming Ilsu's worth. We are exploring the boundaries of love and family today. If you are enjoying this narrative journey through the complexities of relationships, please take a second to like this video. It tells us that you value depth over drama. And for those who want to help us keep the lights on and the stories flowing, our super thanks feature is always open. The mystery deepens with Emmen's online activity following the incident. In a move that has fueled endless speculation, he posted a social media update with the cryptic phrase, "Sometimes you shout the loudest where you remain silent." For many followers, this is a veiled public apology, an indirect message sent through the digital ether to Ilsu. Is Emmen hinting at a desire for reconciliation? Is he admitting that his silence was a mistake? Or is it simply a cathartic way to release the pressure on his conscience without having to speak directly? The ambiguity of the message suggests a man in turmoil, trying to navigate a path between his public image and his private reality. Meanwhile, Ilsu's father remains steadfast. It is rumored that he told those close to him, "As a father, I fulfilled my duty," making it crystal clear that his priority is his daughter's emotional well-being. He has signaled that he won't hesitate to intervene again if necessary. This determination has highlighted the fiercely protective nature of Ilsu's family, proving that for them, loyalty is not a word, but an action. Now, the entertainment world is holding its breath. The narrative has shifted from a simple breakup to a complex drama of family, honor, and redemption. Will Emmen finally break his silence and address the situation directly? Will he request a face-to-face meeting to apologize to the man who held up the mirror? The questions hang in the air, thick with tension. Although some believe the matter is closed with the hang-up of the phone, the intensity of the emotions involved suggests the story is far from over. This phone call was not the end. It was a catalyst. It forced a reckoning that was long overdue, and in doing so, it proved that sometimes, the most important lines in a love story are spoken not by the lovers, but by those who love them most. And that, my friends, is the story of the phone call that shook the ground beneath 2 stars. We have walked through the silence, the confrontation, and the aftermath. Now, the conversation turns to you. Do you think Emmen's cryptic post is an apology? And was Ilsu's father right to make that call? Let us know your thoughts and theories in the comments below. Do not forget to subscribe to Anything You Want and ring that bell. We are your home for the truth behind the glamour. Join the family if you can, and until next time, remember that actions have consequences, and silence speaks volumes. Goodbye.